Yo, what's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy Sage Jones, aka the Smart Investor, and I want to welcome you back to another video of me going over uh my prop firm challenge journey. Like I said, I am back into trading Forex again. For a while, I was just trading futures. I took 5 months off to trade futures and learn the futures market. So now I'm trading futures and Forex at the same time. But I wanted to show you guys actually how I've just passed the first phase of my funded pips challenge. It took me 8 days to do it because I was taking my time with it. So with funded pips, you have to hit a 8% target on whatever challenge you're taking. I decided to purchase a $10,000 challenge because I'm back getting my feet wet back in the market. Like I said, I've been trading futures for about 5 months. So the futures market moves completely different than the Forex market. So I had to adapt to that. So now I am back in the Forex market, and I am working on prop firm challenges, and I'm working on developing, recoding some EAs that will actually get you in and out of the market. I actually have one EA that I have altered and recoded that is making me crazy money on a demo account, but that was something that we will talk about and focus on when we get to that on another video. But I wanted to show you guys what I did this week and my wins and losses over the week, and show you exactly how I passed my funded pitch challenge within 8 days. So with that said, let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and move myself down here. Well, as you can see, this is Black Bull Markets, which is a demo account um with funding pips. This is exactly what I did. So the pair that made me the most money this week and made it so that way I could pass my prop firm challenge was CAD GBP, JPY, I'm sorry. So I'm going to jump down to my trading history. And in the trading history, as you can see, the last trade I took was on, I believe, Thursday night. I took a trade on CAD JPY and passed it with 100. I hit the $812.50, which is $12 over the amount that I was supposed to make taking my trade to pass the first phase. So but that same day I did $234 that day, and I did $76, and then the day before I did 185.55, and then 98.87. I took a loss here of $144, and that was on the 10th, I believe. But as you can see, we had small losses, huge wins. As you can see here, we had a huge loss here on the 9th of $464 to $67. The market definitely was not not dealing with me that day. But the good thing about this prop firm challenge, I was up $500. So I was up $500 the day before, and all I did was I lost the 467, but that didn't even come close to breaking the rules or going into my full drawdown. So I'm gonna show you guys what I did. So I passed this challenge with trading off of the hour time frame. So what I did was earlier in the week, I was taking trades on the 15-minute time frame. I'm not sure why it's giving me signals when the market is closed, but it is what it is. So I was taking trades on the 15-minute time frame, which I was doing pullbacks. So what I was doing is reload this here. I would jump up. I jump up to the hour time frame and I see what the hour is doing. So my hour time frame was on resistance, right? So if my hour time frame's on resistance, what I do is I make sure that my hour time frame's on when it's on resistance, that I also got a trend point arrow here. So I got a BC trend point, a Sage BC trend point arrow here. What I do is I jump down to the 5 or the 15. Mostly I take my trades from the 5, but if the setup looks better on the 15, I'll wait for the 15. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking at resistance on the hour. Okay, so we got a resistance on the hour. We got a trend point arrow here at this point. This is where we got our trend point arrow. The solar wind is below the level of 0. It's below the level 0. When it breaks below the level 0 here on the solar wind, and the solar wind starts to turn red, we know that we're only going to be looking for sales. So what I did was I would jump down to the 5-minute, and I would wait for pullbacks. So I would essentially wait for this to happen. So this had to happen. So if I was on, I look at the hour time frame. I look at my hour time frame, right? So my hour time frame is letting us know that the market is in a sell. So what I would do, I would wait until I got a support. So my support creates itself. I get my trend point buy, and what I do is I set profit at the previous the previous resistance, or 20 pips. Right here is 43 pips. So let's jump back and I'll show you what I did, right? So this is what I did. On CAD JPY, there was a resistance on the hour time frame. There's the trend point hit. I jumped down to the 5. I'm sorry that it keeps giving you that signal. So I dropped down to the 5. This area is where the hour time frame hit. So this is where my support hit. I waited until it pulled back on the 5-minute and created a new resistance on the 5-minute. So what you want to do is you always want to wait until the pullback happens. So on the hour time frame, the hour was in resistance. The hours were in resistance. The trend point hit. The solar wind broke through, showing us that the market was in a downtrend. Jump back to this 5-minute time frame. I look, my support hit. My support was going on. I wait until the candles hit support, and then they pull all the way back, and I get a new resistance. Once my new resistance comes, I'm like, all right, I got my new resistance. Then I wait until I get the trend point arrow. The trend point hit here. This is also where the solar wind broke through. Now, if you jumped in up here, you still could have clocked some pips, but you would have been risking the market pulling back further, right? So that's why you need to do all 3 confirmations. You need to make sure you get all 3 signals. Like I said with you guys, I always wait for 3 signals. I call it 3 the hard way. All my strategies are based off of three confirmations. This strategy is based off of looking at what the higher time frame is doing, the hour, then jumping down to the 5-minute, waiting for the pullback to happen, and then entering once you get a resistance or a support based off the trend direction on the hour time frame. So What I did was, as soon as this resistance came, I'm like, okay, the market's in resistance. My hour time frame is in resistance. My hour time frame on the with the solar wind is below the 0 level. I had a trend point arrow. I waited until my trend point arrow hit here. My solar wind broke through. Once that happened, I enter the trade and I take 20 pips within this area here, 20 pips. Now you could have held it down all the way to this point and got you 56 pips in, but we're always going to focus on 20 pips. You always want to focus on 20 pips. Based on the account size that you have, always focus on 20 pips if you're trading from the 5-minute time frame, right? So once again, I waited until my support hit, then it pulled back, my resistance hit. I got my trend point arrow, my solar wind broke through. I entered the market, held it down, and went 20 pips. Now, this happens consistently, right? So let's look at a buy. Let's look at a buy. So here's a buy, right? Here's a buy. Because remember, your buys are when you're only buying when you're on support and you're only selling when you're on resistance. So we're on the hour time frame looking at the support here, right? The support line hit, your trend point hit, your solar wind broke through the 0 point, and you could have entered this trade and held until previous resistance on the hour time frame, or you jump down to the 5-minute. See the 5-minute? This is where you could have entered on the 5-minute, right? So we're clear that the market on the hour is in a buy. Clear that it's in a buy. Solar wind doing what it needs to do. Trend point's doing what it needs to do. Support's doing what it needs to do. We got all 3 confirmations on the hour time frame. We jump down to the 5. Guys, get prepared for the error, for the noise to come again. sorry, it's gonna keep coming up. Once that happens, we wait until the pullback happens on the 5-minute. So this is where the pullback happened. Pullback happened, with support created itself, trend point arrow created itself, solar wind created itself. Boom, we enter, and you could take profit at the previous resistance, which would have got you 34 pips. Previous resistance on the 5-minute would have gotten you 34 pips, or you could have went until you got 20 pips here in this area. So 20 pips from here to here would have been 20 pips. Or you could have taken profit at the previous resistance. I always like to take 20 pips, but if I think the market's going to keep going up, I'll take profit at the previous resistance if I'm trading in this manner. Now, to be really solid, where you're not really you're not taking so many trades, the best thing to do is to enter all your trades based off the hour, right? So only on the hour time frame are you entering your trades. So if we were entering this based off of the hour time frame, right? We got all the confirmations we need, not letting us know that the market's going up. What I would have done, as soon as this support hit and that trend point hit and this solar wind broke through, I would have entered my trade on the hour time frame and took my take profit at the previous resistance. This happens over and over again. Look what happened here, right? So you got your trend, you got your resistance here, your trend point arrow hit, solar wind broke through. You enter, hold it down to 20 pips. 20 pips would have been in around this area here. So it would took you maybe 4 or 5 candles on the hour time frame to hit 20 pips. Same thing happens over and over again. Look here. Resistance hit. Support hit. Trend point arrow faked you out here, right? But you still had the support. But this is where you would have entered, right? You would enter to here. This is where the trend point hit. Trend point hit. Solar wind broke through. You could have entered your trade and took profit at previous resistance. That previous resistance would have gotten you 168 pips. Scroll back again. Look at the hour time frame. Look at it. Just look at the hour time frame. Look at it. If you want to not have to jump in and out of the market all day and focus on what the market's doing all day, this is the best way to trade. Look at your hour time frame with all these indicators and use them. Look, it happened again. Boom. Resistance hit. Trend point arrow hit. Solar wind broke through. Previous support. Take profit at previous support. Previous support would have gotten you 160 pips, 136 pips. Go back again. Resistance hit. Trend point arrow hit here, but notice that it hit here, but it didn't break through. It did not break through. Remember, it has to break through the 0 line. This is where the trend point broke through on the 0 line. You enter here. You would have made, if you'd have entered and held to this point, to the next support, you would have made 100 and something pips. Keep going. I can show you over and over again. These indicators are spot on. They're spot on. You see what's happening. It's happening over and over and over again. So for all those people that are scalping the market and focusing on scalping the market, you could trade 2 ways with this strategy. You could trade on the 5-minute, waiting on pullbacks to happen, or the 15, waiting for the pullbacks to happen, or you could set a good lot size, no over leverage, and enter on the hour time frame based off of these indicators and hold and make some real money. Once again, look again. Support hit. Trend point arrow hit here. Solar wind broke through. Take profit at previous resistance. 234 pips. Once again, I can go all day. I can go all day. Here we go again. Resistance hit. Trend point arrow hit. Solar wind broke through. Enter. Take profit at previous support. 192 pips. You have to be patient though. The market is going to do, when you open trades on the hour time frame, it's going to give you, pullbacks. You're gonna see you're going profit, get out of profit, go on profit, get out of profit, go on profit. But what you want to focus on is overall the direction and where the market is going. This went down. If we held it down to the next resistance here, this was 232 pips. The average person doesn't want to sit around and wait and wait for the candles to do this, because these are all in our candles. All these are our candles. So it's going to do some crazy stuff and then boom, down, right? Once again, here's another one. There's another entry. Support hit, trend point hit, enter. Could have took 188 pips when the resistance hit. Again, I don't want to bore you guys with saying the same thing, but I just want to show you how consistent this is. Like, look how consistent this is. I know a lot of you guys want to scalp the market, and whether you realize it or not, trading on the hour time frame is scalping the market. If you're taking trades on the hour time frame, you are still scalping the market, because this goes for a period of time and then it stops. When you're trading on like the daily, the 4-hour, and the monthly, that's long-term trading. That's swing trading. Right now, this is kind of like scalping the market. Let's go back here. I'm gonna show you a couple more and then we'll move forward. You can see here, support hit, trend point arrow hit. So the wind, look here, it broke through. This would have gotten you in 94 pips. One more. Resistance hit. Trend point hit. Solar winds below. Could have entered here. Tuck 20. You could have tucked 20 pips now. You could tuck 20 pips. Or you could have held down until you got to the next resistance. I mean, the next support. Next support would have been at 111 pips. So for everybody that's trying to swing trade the market's always, I mean, that anybody that's trying to scalp the market and make money quick, there's nothing wrong with trading on the 5-minute and 15 if you're using a strategy. If you're using the pullback strategy that I showed you at the beginning of this video, where you look on the hour time frame and then jump down to the 5 and wait until the candles pull back and create a resistance and then you enter your trades, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with it. But to cut down some of the noise, and so that way you don't have to focus on trying to wait on pullbacks to happen over and over and again, why not trade this way? Enter your trades off of the resistance or the support, wait for the 3 confirmations to happen, and hold the trades. This happens over and over again. It repeats itself. The market does the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And you can see there's always going to be resistance. There's always going to be a support. There's always going to be resistance. There's always going to be a support. The thing is are you prepared to wait for those things to happen? So when the market reopens on Tuesday, because we have Martin Luther King Day coming up on the 15th of this week coming up, which is Monday. Once the market opens up on Tuesday, I'm going to be looking for buys, right? I'm going to wait. I'm going to look. If I'm going to trade CAD, JPY, I'm going to wait until it creates a resistance. I'm going to wait till it creates a support line. I keep saying resistance. Sorry, guys. Please forgive me for saying the wrong things back to back. I am 100% me. This is just me 100%. But I'm going to wait till a support creates itself on CAD JPY, right? I'm going to wait till it creates itself. Once it creates itself, I'm going to wait until the solar wind breaks through and the trend point happens. But this doesn't just happen on CAD JPY. It happens on all the pairs. Look here. This is GBP USD. Look, resistance, trend point, solar wind, previous resistance, 148 pips. Support, trend point, solar wind, previous resistance, 152 pips. Resistance, trend point, previous resistance, or previous support would have been here. You could have held it and got out here. This would have been 95 pips. Now, it doesn't always go to previous resistance or support. Always keep that in mind. That's why I say you can trade to previous resistance or trade to the next resistance or support, or you can just take 20 pips out of the market. Never be too greedy where you feel like 20 pips isn't enough. But let's keep going. This GBP USD. Previous resistance here. It repeats itself. Let's look at NAS 100. Hour time frame. Look, hour time frame. Resistance hit, trend point hit, solar wind broke through. What do? You hold to the previous support. You could have held to the previous support, and look how many points that got you. Or you could have decided to get out once you got a new support. Look how many candles that is. Look how big of a move that is. Then the same thing happened here, right? So you got a support, trend point arrow, solar wind broke through, boom, went up. You could have held, got in, I got out around here, or you could have held it to this point. Look how many pips you would have got. This happens over and over and over again, guys. So with that said, that is how I passed the first phase of my prop firm challenge. What I did was I entered trades based off of pullbacks on the 5-minute, and I entered trades based off the hour time frame and holding to previous resistance or support. The last few trades that I took at the end of the week on Thursday, the last few trades that got me past this challenge, I found my entries on the higher time frame on the hour, waited for all 3 of my confirmations to happen, held for 20 pips, or held into the previous resistance. It's not hard. People try to make it seem like trading is hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. You don't need to know all this terminology, all this W's and V's and this and that. Like, all that stuff doesn't really matter. It's fundamentals. If you can practice and understand the fundamentals of trading, like understanding how to buy, when to sell, what support and resistance is, and you can follow a strategy that gives you multiple confirmations to get in and out of the market, you will be successful trading. That's just what's will happen. I'm not one of those traders that's going to be telling you and giving you all these terminologies of this higher high and lower low. Like, I know all that. I know all that stuff. I learned all that stuff early on. But I'm here to dumb it down for you guys. I'm providing you indicators that help you get in and out of the market. Also, one thing I do want to point out, the indicators that I'm using are for MT5, but I do have for For MT4, I have the support and resistance indicator. I have the solar wind. I am working on a trend point arrow indicator for you there. So anybody that's trading with this particular strategy will need to have MT5 until I can code or get access to an arrow indicator that moves and enters trades the same way that um that the trend point does, right? So I'm working on that for you guys. So if you don't have an MT5 broker, please try OX Securities or one of the other brokers that are offering MT5. OX Securities link will be in the bottom in the YouTube video comment section and well in the description section of this video. But I did want to just show you guys what I'm doing to get in and out of this market trading, and show you guys that I did hit the $800 first phase to pass it. I hope this video wasn't too scatterbrained for you guys. Like I said, the crazy thing is I train people every week at my day job, and I still suck at talking on video and things like that, but it is what it is. You guys get the meat and potatoes of this video and understand what I'm saying, right? So as long as you understand what I'm saying, then we're good. But please let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover. I will be recording a video and explaining the EAs that I'm using to get in and out of the market trading, but I did want to put this video up and show you that it's not hard to trade. All you need is to have a strategy and an understanding of support and resistance, and have patience to wait on specific things to happen to get in and out of the market. All right, guys, it's your boy Sage Jones, a smart investor. Till next time, peace.